Do you know how many people attempt to commit suicide each day? Do you have any idea how many people commit suicide each year? Also, do you know the number of people who commit suicide each day? And also the number of people who commit suicide each year? The World Health Organization estimates 3,000 people each day die of suicide worldwide. That's worldwide. Estimate 60,000 unsuccessful suicide attempts occur daily. That's daily, guys. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-old people. The world average is 16 in a thousand die of suicide. I mean, I don't even have to stress any more statistics to, let you know how bad this suicide is. I'm in the military right now, and suicide is like one of our leading cause of death. And that's kind of crazy because, we're in a combat situation. So, we're in a time of war. So you would think combat would be one of the main leading cause of death. But recently, like over the last few months, we had over 60 suicides within like the army, in general. So just the whole military it's I don't even know the number, but it's very up in the hundreds. I guaranteed you. So I mean, this is just something that I wanted to touch on also because suicide has affected my life in many ways. I had an aunt in the military that died, that killed, that died of suicide. So this is a big reason why I wanted to, bring up this topic. Just for the fact that I'm in the military and I had a family member that committed suicide. I also had a few other relatives commit suicide. So I mean, I just really wanted to bring this up because I mean, this means a lot to me, and I'm really not at ease right now. So I mean, just talking about it and just trying to get people, to help prevent these suicide things. I mean, it's really helping me out a lot. So I'm hoping that throughout this speech that I give you guys, I mean, you can look for signs with people and you can help save lives because that's the big picture. Saving lives. And there's a lot of ways that you can look at people and probably tell that they probably want to commit suicide. I mean, just the way they look, what kind of day they're having. I mean, like typically if a person is up, and they're moving around and they're having fun like they're always been, I mean, everything's cool. But say they come into work or school or anything, and they come in and they look sad and down. I mean, these are signs of suicide. I mean, and just a change in behavior. If a pattern in behavior is changing, you want to make sure you look for that. You want to make sure you help people out with these things and ask questions and ask them how they're feeling and what's going on. So these are just things to look at. When trying to look for suicide. Now there is also steps. There's also about 5 steps that I'm kind of learning about, to help out suicide prevention. And I'm gonna start with awareness. Notice when something doesn't feel right. If you notice if anyone around you have not been or touch or out of communication, you know what I'm saying? Because we are social beings. So if somebody is not communicating and they're kind of down, you want to look up and you want to find out what's wrong with them. Ask questions all the time. That's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Another step is respect their world, like in a way, like just, basically understand what where they coming from, like talk to them and whatever they have to say, don't judge them, just listen to what they have to say. And a third step is come from your heart and serve. So basically, no matter what, you know what I'm saying, just, like use what you know to help them out, you know what I'm saying, like if they're if they're on the verge of committing suicide, like don't play games with them, come from the heart and let them know that, hey, I'm here to help, I'm here as a friend, I'm here as anything, a family member to help you out, because this is something that's very serious. And step forward, share the three core truths. Tell them like you're not alone. You are not broken. You are loved. You always want to tell people that they're loved. They're not alone. You don't want to tell them things like you're alone. Don't nobody likes you. You want to tell them positive things so that they can understand. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying. Just feed them some type of positive information because these things will really help out with them. In the Suicide Prevention Act. And the last step that I'm going to talk about is create a compelling future. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes like you just need to tell people like, hey, there's a better life, beyond what you're living. I mean, you want to tell them, like basically not just feed them a lot of, BS, but just tell them like, hey, if you do commit suicide, you're not only affecting yourself, you're affecting other people. So you know what I'm saying. You just want to be, positive about that also, and tell them you like you're not alone, and that if you do commit suicide, you're affecting others, like your family members. If you have a relative, you have kids, spouse or anything. So I mean, them are just some of the 5 steps, and I mean, like I said, throughout this, speech that I gave you, I mean, I hope that somebody can have a heart and look for signs of helping people, committing suicide. I mean, because like I said, this is something that we need to prevent. So I mean, we just need to be on our toes, and look for more signs of people committing suicide, because it's getting crazy. So I appreciate you guys listening to my class, and I hope that you all learned something from it. Thank you.